Welcome to Well Traveled Life with Jonathan and Jennifer. We are in the Northern Territories of Australia in the city of Darwin, and we are doing something really exciting today. We are on a pub crawl in a helicopter. Darwin is really a unique city. It is at the top of the continent of Australia. It is the capital of Northern Territory, and it is actually closer to 3 other countries than it is to any other state capital in all of Australia. So it's a little bit remote, and that makes it a little bit cool. If you're arriving to Darwin by cruise ship, you'll be happily surprised by the modern docking facilities and the cruise ship terminal building. In fact, on Christmas Day of 1974, most of the city was leveled by a cyclone. The city has rebuilt, and what stands in its place is a very modern Darwin. It is about a 1 kilometer walk from the ship to the actual city of Darwin, but they have created a covered walkway that will get you all the way into the city, so it's fairly easy. There's often a shuttle right there at the cruise terminal as well. Excursions, taxis, and Ubers will all pick you up right outside the terminal. You don't need to take the covered walkway into town. You can enjoy time at the waterfront, which is just on the other side of the covered walkway. There are cafes, restaurants, shops, and some fun swimming opportunities. There's a lot to do in the city and plenty of ways to access it. There's a hop-on, hop-off bus, there are taxis, Ubers, and the shuttle into downtown will get you to the central tourist area. If you're staying in the city, there's a few sites you want to see. Farthest from the port, but worth a visit, is the Darwin Military Museum. For a $20 entrance fee, you can learn all about the World War II history that happened in Darwin, and it was tremendous. Darwin was actually hit by more bombs than Pearl Harbor was. Darwin is in the heart of crocodile country, and these are the saltwater crocs, which means they're especially aggressive. So you really need to be careful about swimming and where you go and what you do. But if you are looking for that crocodile experience, there are a few ways to go ahead and get that. The first is by heading to Crocosaurus Cove. In that space, there are a whole lot of interactive crocodile experiences, including the Cage of Death, where you can actually be lowered in a cage with crocodiles and see them up close. An even more natural encounter is at Crocodylus Park, where they'll take you out in a boat and they will actually feed the crocodiles from the boat, and you can get some pretty up-close pictures there. Crocosaurus Cove is right in town and easy to get to. Crocodylus Park is like a zoo combined with the crocodile park, and so it's a little further out and it's just a little bit southeast of the airport. Speaking of airports, let's get to the real excitement for the day. We booked privately with Nautilus Aviation. They have a fleet of helicopters to meet any number of passengers. We were just the 2 of us, and so we took a little 4-seater that has no doors and windows everywhere, so there's no such thing as a bad view.
This is a Robinson R44.
Okay.
They're quite good for scenics. Obviously you've got perspex right down to your feet. No middle seats, so everyone gets a window.
Our plan for the day included 4 pubs that were all outside of the city of Darwin and required about 15 minutes of flight time to each one. They're all unique. We'll take you to the first one in this video, and we'll get to the next 3 in the next video. But first, we had to have a little safety briefing. Our pilot for the day was Aiden, and while most of his work is done doing helicopter fishing trips, he's also a pretty amazing pub crawl driver. If you've gone flight seeing in either little single engine or twin engine prop planes, it's a little bit different in a helicopter, and you're going to find the expenses probably different too.
Yeah, it is more expensive. It's just the running cost of a helicopter is a lot more maintenance-wise, because there's so many more moving parts in a helicopter than what is to an airplane. So the scheduled maintenance on a helicopter is a lot more in-depth.
All of those extra moving parts may have given Jonathan a little bit to think about. We had some extra questions during the security briefing.
So I'm locked in here. Something happened. Just
Twist. Exactly right. Yep.
How did you learn to fly helicopter?
I learnt over in Queensland, so about four years ago. Flying, going to be doing about 180, 200 kilometres an hour. Doesn't feel that quick, but try and sort of refrain yourself from sticking your hand out past the airframe. You'll get a bit of a jolt.
And in a bold move, camera ready, Jonathan took the front seat for the first leg.
So we're open on the sides completely.
Yeah, yep, so no doors on the sides.
Will there be a lot of muffled or?
Yeah, it'll be quite windy.
But as we lifted off and got off the ground, there may have been a few more questions.
Like birds.
Yep.
Are you usually flying high above where birds?
No, not at all. So you get some stages you'll see, you get a flock of birds appearing around you.
Flight of birds?
Yeah, it's quite challenging sometimes, especially throughout this time of year is not too bad.
Yeah.
So towards the start of summer you get a lot of thermals and things like that, so you get a lot of kites flying around quite high up. It's challenging. I've been fortunate enough to sort of not have any bad interactions, but there are obviously people that do run into them. You do see them now and again. We might see some today flying around.
Is there like one rule of thought? Like, is there a basic approach that's intersecting with you?
Yeah, so it sort of depends on the birds too. You get some birds that sort of will spook quite easily, and you sort of know they'll sort of fly away. Coming into land, taking off, you see birds on the ground, they usually take off into wind, so you can sort of judge what direction they're going to be sort of flying. Yeah. So yeah, obviously the bigger bird there is, the more damage it can do, so you try and stay away, so give yourself as big of a margin as you can. But yeah, we might see some today flying around. But usually like they'll come in close to it. As soon as they see the helicopter, they'll spook, and then usually they'll dive away.
Okay, I'd just like to start this off by saying I'm really excited.
It's a beautiful day for it. It's going to be nice flying.
For the first leg of our flight, we flew east towards Crocodile Island Resort. The resort features well-appointed bungalows connected by an above-ground deck area, pools, peacocks, and a restaurant and pub.
So the entrance to the pub's just those stairs, just to the right there.
First pub, we're at Crocodile Island, which is not actually an island. You can drive here. But if you can drive here in a helicopter, then it really feels like an island.
You feel like a ginger beer. There's one from a brew,
The Broom ginger beer.
One of those.
Can I get one of those, and can my husband get so you pick a lager?
A lager. All right, I'll get your ginger beer going first. Now I'm going to put it up with a glass of ice and a slice of lime. He wants lager. And then, what do we got, Bogues? Yeah, I tried Tasmanian. Jonathan, you want a stubby cooler or a glass?
No, glass.
Come on, mate. You're in Australia now. When in Rome, be like an Australian. The Tasmanian's finest.
Nothing says refreshing like a cold beer and a swim at the beach. But not so fast. These beaches, we don't swim here. This is crocodile country. We're actually here during the nesting season, which means the females have laid their eggs and they are watching them, and they are being a little bit fierce. Look at that shimmery water.
Yeah, it's nice. It's quite tempting to go for a swim, but obviously crocodiles and sharks. Yeah, it's a shame.
So the shark is what?
So they've got, obviously there's a few sharks, lots of species come here, so black-tip reef shark, bull sharks, but the majority of the stuff you hear is jellyfish and crocodiles this time of year. So a lot of jellyfish, obviously the water's quite warming up, so they'll push in. You get
a good idea because...
No, you get those box jellyfish, so they're quite painful. Yeah, and then obviously crocodiles.
I know they have saltwater and freshwater.
Exactly right, yeah,
So
yeah.
are
These were just saltwater. Freshwater towards Litchfield, and sort of further down towards Catherine, south of here, you'll get freshies. But around here it's just saltwater, and they're the ones you sort of
Worry about.
Yeah.
See those mangroves over there? That's where they live. And with that, it was time to get back in the helicopter, say goodbye to our new friends at the pub, and head to the next bar.
Everybody smile!
We're going to do the same for you.
Watch for these guys. You might see them again. So for the next leg of the trip, we switched seats. I'm in the front, Jonathan's in the back. Aiden's still driving. We're going to head to the south and go inland a bit. We've got 3 more pubs to go. Don't miss the next video where we catch all 3 of those and the flights in between. catch the rest of the pub crawls in the next video.